back in 2014, when I was on the Great March for Climate Action, and we tried to like, what's going to make a difference? From the conversations, three things came to me, and one of them was that we need to have some kind of experience the earth and nature and our part in it as living presences. Because if we have to think it, it's going to be, but if we feel the life and if it feels alive, we're going to have a very different relationship with it instead of treating it like a thing that we're doing. The second was there needed to be some way to take responsibility without collapsing into shame or blaming the hell out of other people. And, that you see how well that works, right? Look at Congress. And the third was it felt like there needs to be some kind of collective intelligence or collective nervous system so that information could be felt, shared, and that things could happen faster than the general assemblies in Occupy. I mean, where people would take 3 hours and everybody wanted to talk, and it's like, there's got to be another way to do this. So looking at like, what processes do I know that leverage a collective intelligence already, like what's already here. And the first thing that came to mind is dynamic facilitation, because a skilled facilitator can actually raise an entire group's intelligence, and they actually welcome diversity, and they allow everything to lay out, and they don't try to force anything together, and then the intelligence of whatever actually forms, and it can be really pretty profound, and that's often action oriented. What are we going to do about ... The other big piece would be, for example, constellations, where you have people, and as they represent aspects of a field, something orchestrates them, and people have experiences and often openings. And so that feels like it's a little more subtle. DF feels like it's a lot more practical, but it feels like they're both important. And I'm really looking at what I call, I'd really like to have a map of whether it's the 5 realms or some other multiple chessboards, but it's like, what are some of the magnets under the table? Can we give a visual of this? I mean, one of the brilliances of constellations is that you take the massa confusa, you take the confused mess, and as you lay it out, I mean, focusing does that internally. Oh, there's this part and this part, IFS. There's that and there's that. As we allow the mass to have its differentiation, a lot of times in a accepting presence, self-energy and IFS, focusing attitude and focusing constellation space, often things come into right order. Something gets released, burdens get lifted, and something comes into right order. And I love what Bert Hellinger says, love is an emergent quality of systemic order. Mm-hmm. And when it's like a chiropractic adjustment, it's like, oh shit, I feel like crap. And then when everything's in order, it's like this. And so it's actually a felt experience of right order. So I don't know, but these are some of the pieces. The other thing I want to add is that knowledge of attachment, or applied polyvagal theory, as you know, you teach that. It feels like that's important, because when we align the attachment with what we know about emergence and groups, we actually can like line up the biology with the biology lines up with the process, and we're not trying to fight ourselves or resist this and resist that. The facilitator, anyway, I think I'll stop there. There's more pieces to it, but I think I'll stop there. Thank you.